Ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go! All right, good luck.
Hey everybody, this is George. Here we are at French Creek, 4th race of the season, my 3rd this year. Everybody got a pretty clean start. As we were starting, warming up and stuff, I wasn't feeling like I had much power in my legs, so I wasn't sure how I would start. Once I got up there on the line, felt pretty good on this initial climb, and right about this time when I saw myself on the tail of the very front group, I was thinking I started a little too fast, so heart rate started climbing up for sure. The grade gets a little steeper here from 5, it gets up to about 7, and I realized it's probably time for me to start slowing down and get to a pace that I can sustain. Certainly not at the fitness level for Cat 1 to be up there with the front runners from the beginning for very long. So I backed off here. Was kind of surprised that the rest of the 2-3 guys that I did pass didn't get me right away. They will get me here right as we go to single track. I believe that's Ryan, and I believe that's Mike. And, so we had, I think, 12 at the line. This final pass gets me in 9th with my buddies Doug, Dave, and Charlie behind, and Doug's right on my wheel. I kind of wanted to hang with these front-running guys because I have struggled at times on these water bars early in rides. I went to pre-ride 2021 and I slashed a tire on the very first one, which I actually heard a lot of people were doing at the race today too. There were a lot of tires that went down, so just wanted to kind of have some view of a line, and wasn't really close enough to see it, but took that one outside, which was good, and kept going down. One downside, as I'll let the picture get taken there. Typically on these water bars, I would jump them with my squeamishness on muddy stuff, for lack of a better word.
That's a bad line.
I didn't.
Sorry.
Right there, and apologizing to Doug because I didn't like what I saw there, and it really slowed down one water bar and probably messed him up, but he survived it. So yeah, I typically jump them, but all 3 laps I kind of stepped down them. I didn't feel comfortable jumping, and then here I was not expecting this to be as long as a climb as it was. It's been probably since 2021 since I truly raced the course. I pre-rode it that year, and then I pre-rode it the following year in 22, and I believe that race was canceled from rain. So been a couple years since I rode the course. Kind of remember it being technical, more my style, one that I can attack. Certainly couldn't attack this hill. This one really wears me out, and for that to happen early in the race is not a good sign for the day. So we'll let this roll a bit, and I'll come back and chat for a while. Doug's going to pass me in a second here to get up, and then he's just gone. I'll be back on the comment a bit.
Sloppy.
this section of the climb. Difficult to watch anytime you see a mountain biker climbing where the front wheel's turning left and right that easily. They're obviously going too slow, not enough forward momentum for the steepness of the hill. It's something that rarely happens for me in races that consistently, usually going at a good enough speed that you have that forward momentum to keep the front tire pretty stable. And I was not there today for sure. So it's been a frustrating start to the year. This is my second.
Holy shit. Nasty climb.
There's a little comment for the bike. This is my second year at the Cat 1 level. Competed well at Cat 2 and was hoping to take a slight step forward in Cat 1. Realistically, I knew I still wasn't going to be holding with the front runners, but I was hoping I'd certainly be closing that gap. And at least so far, 3 races in, I'm probably about the same, if not a little behind where I was last year, time-wise. So, yeah, got some work cut out for me, trying to find ways to enjoy that extra lap and get the fitness in and still do the ride. Tough to find interest in races sometimes, though, when you don't have a whole lot of ability to hang with the competition. So. Finally get to the top of the climbs here for the first section. There's still a little bit to go, but nothing too bad. Get a little payback. Was interested to see on the video that a lot of the technical aspects of the French Creek Trail don't really show on the video. And unfortunately, as the video goes on, you'll notice in some of the choppier spots, get a lot of camera shake. I bought a new chest harness for the GoPro, did a test ride of it on my gravel bike on just road, making sure that it was pointing essentially the same way as the old one, and it was, but I didn't get a really good test of how it held up to technical trails. So some of the more rocky sections get a lot of camera shake, so I'll be working on that for future races to clean that up. So at this point, Dave,
You okay?
as Dave asked the riders, okay, he's behind me. He was the Cat 2 50-59 champion last year. Typically much faster than me, so he has caught and is on my wheel, and we ride together for a bit here.
Come right, come right.
Right, got it. Thank you.
Yep, go get it.
Thought I picked a good line for Serena to get by, and I think for her kept it clean, but really knocked me off my pace there. The side to the left there in the berm where I went got a little more tricky than I was expecting, and I was in pretty tall gear to try to pedal out of it. So
Which side do you need? Yeah. Go get her. Sorry, Dave. Can I get your left?
Yep, yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I hear you hacking.
Rider was really coughing bad. First, when I saw him in the distance as I was closing the gap, I thought it was one of the pro girls that was just having maybe a mechanical or had issues with some of the technical sections. And as it got closer, saw it was Matt from our class coughing up, swallowing like a bug or a piece of mud or something. Can't really hear his voice on the recording, but if I would recall, that was the case. And he was struggling there just to keep his breath, get his throat clear and stuff.
Nice job, Dave.
Slipped out there on that rock. I think climbing the hill, figured the rocks would be a little bit grippy, and just put down a little bit too much power on a rock on a steeper hill and slid out. As you see the grade here, 10-11%, getting a little lower now. Go from about 5 miles an hour down to 0 and restart on the hill. It's tough. I wanted to try to stick with Dave or close the distance, but as this hill progresses a while here, he just slowly pulls away.
You need left? Here, come. You got it. Go, go. Couple more coming.
I was really surprised with the number of walkers that were out on the trails during the race.
Thank you.
Several that had to have seen other peak riders that were trail running, hiking. Saw a family and some others later in the race on the top side of the next climb. So thankfully most were aware that we were coming and getting out of the way, but typically you won't see that on the race courses, so a little different.
Thank you.
Section here, start the long and technical climb up towards the bottom of the hill called the Nemesis. I don't know if this is necessarily considered part of it or not. I do not consider it as such. Right here, I kind of slipped out. The girl didn't quite get over far enough, and I got on a rock that kind of slid me off to the side. Thought I was going to hit into the rider there, but was able to, I think, paddle through with one foot, get clipped back in, and keep moving. So, based on my positioning in the race at this point, I wanted to try to climb Nemesis. I was hoping that when I get to the foot of it, I'd maybe see Dave walking it or working his way up, and knew I'd get a good look at anyone who was behind me. So I'm taking this section here as a moment to try to get the heart rate down a little bit and get ready for the tough parts of the climb that's coming up here. When I watched it back the first time, I probably slower than I would have liked to go, but Nemesis, as everyone knows, is tough. So I have a theory usually on bike races that try to ride everything, even though at times it may be faster to walk or run. It is a bike race for a reason. So this guy here was a good cheerleader, but where he was standing, I didn't realize that there was a line to the left, so I took the hard line to the right there, and really was impressed with the fact I made it. Nearly made that one. If I had a little more hip thrust, I would have got it and been fine. Grades reading 20-21% to give you an idea just how steep this is here, and then you got the step ups, so it was difficult. I did the attempt on lap 2 as well, and did take the line where the guy was standing. As you can see, if you watch that far, how well I do there, and also had the intent of on lap 3 climb and everything as well. So it definitely does take a lot out of you. The top part of Nemesis here with the bigger rocks, it's still pretty steep, reading 13-12%. It's not easy, and it's definitely puts you in some cardio debt if you decide that you want to climb it. It takes me almost until the end of the next climb when I start feeling like I'm 100% back. surprised on my first review of the video too with how challenging the terrain is at French Creek. The video comes out really looking pretty mild. A lot of this section of trail very straight, not a lot of switchback turning or anything. So it looks pretty smooth and easy, but there's a lot of like hidden rocks and roots and terrain that does make it a challenging course. And certainly here, once we make the turn, do the downhill portion, there's some rock gardens and stuff, which may be a little bit more evident if we didn't have so much of the camera shake going on.
Thank you. I'm on left. Thank you. Thank you. Jim, let me back. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, somewhere down there at the bottom of the hill there, I got caught up in a weird bunch of rocks or something, put me off into the right-hand side of the trail off into the grass, and I tried to force the bike back to the left where I wanted it, and it just didn't go, and I ended up somehow jamming my back and lower back, and it really hurt. Figured it was going to cause me big problems for the rest of the ride, but honestly, by the time I get from here around to the start-finish line, I'm feeling fine, and I don't think it really bothered me the rest of the race. I was pretty sore the next morning when I woke up in the lower back, and I struggled a day or so after. little drop in there down the roots is a little daunting to look at. It's a pretty steep drop with the roots. It's a fun one to go down.
Rough flap.
It definitely was a rough first lap. Didn't instill a lot of confidence in me. Struggling to keep with riders in the pack, and it is a physical course. It beats you up a bit at French Creek. Makes you work, especially in the mud.
He's killing me, ain't he?
That gentleman there on the side is the father of the one rider, Dave, in Cat 2. So familiar with both of them from the years that we raced together there, and kept trying to work the father to give me some info on how far ahead Dave was. But he was a solid, good fit crew. Wouldn't give up any info. Dave was well ahead of me by this point, and with the way I was riding it, I wasn't going to catch him. Little slide in the mud there, tweaked it back just a bit, but it didn't hurt. Was more prepared for this turn on the second lap and geared down for the climb. But one thing I've learned in watching back videos, I do like to use them a lot to kind of critique things that I could do better on the ride. I did find from watching and pulling the video together for Fairhill, some areas where I was over pedaling, had bad pedal stroke and stuff that I'm working on. But race like this one, it's a tough one to watch. Certainly lack of intensity in my riding from midway in the first lap, if not sooner, to here. I'm just kind of cruising along, certainly staying at a decent heart rate and working, but I'm not really working hard. I'm sure some of that is just there's no real rabbit to chase in front of me, and there's nobody behind me. And like I say a lot of times when I rewatch the videos, it's real easy to sit here and tell myself that I should be pedaling harder when I'm sitting here comfortably at my desk chair and not on the bike suffering in the heat with the legs hurting and everything else. But
Need left?
Yep. On your left.
Yeah, I'll get you. Turn here.
Thanks.
Yeah. You'll get it, Matt. Cleared out that throat.
That really was like not good.
Yeah, choking on a bug ain't good.
No, I did like.
and right on cue, talking about lack of intensity, Matt, from our class, caught back up, cleared the throat, looking good. Spinning right through there, and passes right as I'm talking about lack of intensity. I did try for a bit to stick with them, and once he pulled away, I kind of just got back into my mode of surviving. When I looked at the final time results, we were a few minutes apart, but certainly, had I rode with a little bit more intensity, might have been able to give a little fight, have a little fun for both of us to race a little bit on the course, and see how it came out. But he looked like he was moving pretty smooth there, and I think with the mental state I was in at the time on the bike, didn't look like somebody I was going to be catching with the way I was feeling. So. Take the time, if you're enjoying the content, please like, comment, subscribe, and And once again, just check out the American Porphyria Foundation, learn a little bit about porphyria, and keep them in mind if you do charitable giving. Didn't carry nearly enough speed or prepare my downshift for that turn. Actually got through pretty well considering, but I was very late on shifting. I could have shifted entering the turn, carried some good speed through there and really ripped it. Just did not.
Got her back. Thank you. Thank you.
Another brutal climb of some steep incline. I was thinking as I was watching it here that it could just be I might have been a little dead and fatigued. Third week in a row racing, with the last week at Iron Hill being a pretty muddy mess that took a lot out of you. And this one, the mud didn't fight you too much, but mud always takes a little bit out of your power, and certainly you get a little bit of slip. Used the same tire setup in the real muddy race, so I was pretty well set for conditions, and no complaints there. I think the bike handled well, but just the snap and tenacity that I can usually ride with in sections just wasn't there this day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm coming into the base of Nemesis, very motivated this time to try to get the whole thing. Wanted to try that easier line on the second water bar. Since I did the harder one so well the first time and just barely didn't have enough hip push to get over that last water bar, I was hoping taking the more direct line that wasn't quite as steep that I'd get it this time. Once again, I really take my time air through this section. energy chew too, and then here it goes. First section. It's always a little tricky. You gotta kind of take it with a little bit of speed to get through the rough stuff. And from my recollection, I always thought that the width of the Nemesis was much wider. I thought there was a much more left to right trail than what there was here. So there's the easier way to the left. Felt pretty good about it. Did not really like the line here up to this last climb though. You couldn't really hold your momentum. Kind of took what looked like a trickier line onto the rocks rather than what looked like a clear line with some roots, and somewhat did a little worse than I did on the first attempt. Given what it took out of me last time to rest there for a couple breaths and then finish out this 20% grade section, I just decided to walk it. Walking that last section, the Nemesis did help here. Was able to take this section with a little bit more speed and strengthen the legs right from the get-go. Didn't have to wait to recover cardio. I was able to kind of just come at this hill close to what I would have liked. I still think I could have done a little bit better there, but at least I wasn't gasping for air the whole way up.
Thank you.
That group there that was at the rock garden, I was either thinking it was much larger than it was, or maybe there was a larger one on the third lap. I swear there was like a large group of Boy Scouts or something at one of the rock gardens that had to scramble, and I came through on whatever line was available because there were so many of them, and had to find my way. And at least it gave me encouragement of not wanting to biff it in front of people.
Thank you. Alrighty. Yeah, go get it. Alright, thank you.
That was a disappointing pass there. There's the pro guy leader, so he's finishing his 3rd lap. I'm coming around finishing my 2nd. So they were definitely flying out there, and I was not. Last picture of the day, coming through to the camp cabins there. If I recall, I kind of took a little bit of a wider line, got caught up in some rocks there, didn't come through real smooth, so glad I stayed upright. Still holding out some hope here that maybe I'd be able to reel in Dave, who pulled ahead early there on lap 1, last year's Cat 2 champion. Coming up here now where his father's was set up for his pit crew, and I saw him right here walking back, so I knew that Dave must have been through a bit ago, so I check on him.
How's Dave looking?
Looking good.
He is, damn it.
Joke with him a bit that he's looking good, and I'm not happy with that because one of the things when you come up from Cat 2 is acclimating to that 3rd lap. So you have a tendency to go out a little bit too hard on 1 and 2, and you can really drop off on 3. Dave obviously is pretty well informed, feeling good, and was able to ride some level laps, so it didn't look like I was going to catch him. Still worried possibly about getting caught from Charlie, who I still hadn't seen or heard throughout the day.
Yep.
So a lot of ways a disappointing day, but French Creek's a tough course. You got to bring your A game. You got to be physically fit, both for just the cycling portion and the physicality of the course. It demands a lot of your upper body, your core. For me, I felt like everything I did in the off season for upper body and core was fine. Felt really strong there. Didn't feel like that was holding me back at all. But certainly the actual speed, pedaling, and endurance on the bike, got some work to do still. Hoping some of the issues I had is just with the 3 back-to-back races, like I was saying. So I'm just going to keep working the plan and hoping to get back up to where I need to be, and I think I'm going to try to make my intense sessions a little more intense so that I can stretch my comfort level and my bound on what I feel I can do. Have to be able to maintain somewhat higher pace to remain viable in the Cat 1 group. A lot of work to do for this second year that I was hoping would be a step forward, and so far 3 races in, I'm not feeling like it has been. So know that at Cat 1 it's going to be a learning experience for a while. I was hoping to make steady progress, and it's long years, so that still may be the case, but right now it's a bit of a slog to try to stay motivated to make things happen. So wish me luck, and I'll keep plugging away at it. winding down to the end of the video here. If you're liking the content, please like, subscribe, comment, share it out. See if we can build the subscriber level up. We're whole way up to like 16 subscribers now. You could be subscriber 17. Might get a free bowl of soup or something for that. We'll have to see. Got a couple weeks off. Gonna go to Kaimahoning, camp with some friends, ride some trails there. First time ever being there, so looking forward to that. And 3 weeks away, we have I think Bear Creek, the Chamonix, and then not sure what follows. I think it might be a New Jersey race. But hopefully by then I can turn it up a notch here and get back into form where I feel worthy of Cat 1. The effort, some of the drive I'm seeing in the recent races, just falling short of my own expectations. I got to do better, so I'm going to be working to do that, and be sharing the whole journey along here with you, the good and the bad. Sometimes it's a hard thing to do, but you know, everybody learns, everybody makes mistakes. It's how you get better. So see you next time, and thanks for watching.